Hello, RoahmMythril here once again. Just another bit of a talky bit video. We're going to play some Placid Plastic Duck Simulator in the background because, hey, that makes for something good to have on in the background during update videos. So the game did recently update. We actually have a new pool, Quacking the Ice. So, yes, we're gonna do this one. And we're going to have both sets of ducks, so let's go ahead and start. So yeah, we have a nice little ski lodge. And due to current events for the holidays, all the ducks are wrapped up like presents. And so as usual, we start with our happy little yellow duck there. I think you always start with that one, maybe unless you have the original set of ducks turned off, I don't know. But yes, it's very nice and cozy. I like this map. So, yeah. We'll go ahead and get all the kind of crummy stuff out of the way first. Real life has been problematic, of course. When we got hit with the Arctic blast, one of the pipes out in the garage, that burst again. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as the last time our plumbing burst from the cold, but it still made a bit of a mess in the garage, so that was a thing. Didn't have water for most of the day. Luckily, it was a fairly easy fix, so we were able to get it taken care of the same day, but yeah, still, just, really? Did that have to happen? The far worse thing, of course, is my cousin's condition. As I said, he's dealing with Alzheimer's, and his episodes have been feeling like they're more frequent lately, as well as a bit worse. A lot of them lately have involved him trying to get out of the house, which, obviously, that's very worrying. It's like his episodes kind of take him back in time. Because, for example, the last time this happened, it was a day that I was here by myself with my cousin. My uncle had gone out to do, like, early holiday stuff with his friend's family, and honestly, that dude, he has the weight of the world on his shoulders. He does so much around here, so any time off that he can get to just relax and be with friends, I want him to be able to take that. He deserves it. So, it was just me and my cousin here that day. Well. We have a stone duck. That would explain why it just sank like a stone. It's just gonna sit there. Alright. So anyway, that night, I had actually been trying to work on stuff. And it is by sheer chance that I had gotten up, went out into the living room to get a drink, and I found my cousin turning off every light in the house, and then he was about to go out the front door. I stopped him and I asked him, "Where are you going?" And he said, "Over to the other house, that's where I live." This family used to have another house before I was actually living here. The house that we currently live in, it was finished by the time I was, I think, around 6 or 7, I think, is when I first came to live out here. Before then, I had lived elsewhere with my father, where he lived closer to his job. But then they decided it was better if I lived out here. By that time, the other house that my family had, no one was living in it anymore. The plan was to get this house built, and everybody was going to live here. So the other house, it started getting used for storage, and at this point, I don't think it even exists anymore. I think bad weather, disuse, no one living there and taking care of it, I'm pretty sure that house is totaled. So, yeah. It obviously doesn't exist anymore, but I guess it's where he used to live before this house was completed, or while it was still in the process of being built. So I told him that we don't have another house. And he got frustrated and kind of snapped at me over it. I know he doesn't mean to get angry. I know he's just frustrated with the situation, which is very understandable. Being told that you're wrong on all of these things that you believe to be true constantly that has to be very rough, very frustrating. I can't imagine dealing with that. There's our wood duck. That's such a simple one, but I like it. I think it kind of gives me memories of my mum and the way, she was a woodworker, she liked to carve things, so I think it kind of gives me memories of that. So, I finally kind of talked him down, got him back inside, turned some of the lights back on because my uncle wasn't even home. I didn't really want him coming home to a pitch-black house. But, there had been other incidents before that one. There had been one a couple of weeks before that where he was bringing in things like this old broken-down oscillating fan and a space heater, saying that my aunt had told him to bring that stuff in for her office. Well, she passed away back in 2013, I believe it was. So I had to talk him down from that one. And then there was an incident where he somehow actually did manage to get out of the house without me or my uncle noticing. We were both there at the time. He somehow got out of the house, got out into our truck, and got himself stuck in there because he couldn't really figure out the seatbelt. So it was only due to the fact that my uncle had to go grocery shopping that day that we noticed him out there, and that is a terrifying thought. And it's a kind of thing we don't really know what to do about that, how to handle that. And I think that's the sort of thing that's kind of been hitting me lately, especially with those incidents where I was the one to find him going outside and had to get him back in, is I have a hard time focusing on anything because I'm afraid of what if I miss some cue and I'm the only one that can stop him from doing that and I don't notice him leaving. And that thought, it frightens me so much. Logically, I know I can't be vigilant 24/7. I have to sleep, or at least attempt to. I have to work on stuff, or at least attempt to. So, it's just been very rough here. Oh, there's one of the Christmas ducks. Cute little reindeer duck. Adorable. So, yeah, honestly, this stuff is something I would be open to suggestions. If anybody watching, if they've had to deal with a family member or a loved one that suffered from Alzheimer's, if you can give any advice on how to kind of help cope with that, of learning to be able to do your daily routine and, I don't know. It's hard to put into words what the situation is like. Just, I obviously care about him. I know he's going through horrible times. And it feels so selfish to say, I need to be able to work on my own stuff. But that is unfortunately simply the truth of it. I have to be able to work on things. And so it's just kind of getting the logical side of my mind and the side that's just 100% red alert panic to reconcile, I guess. Of course, the problem is, even if I can get that reconciliation to happen, there's something else going on. Oh, but also something going on here. Our wood duck is taking a trip down the slide and onto the ice rink. Yeah, the secondary pool on the Quacking the Ice map is indeed ice. Also, if you look carefully, I don't know how well this will show up on... Well, now it's nicely lit. Yeah, there's a woolly mammoth duck, a giant one trapped under the ice. I don't know if there's anything you can do with that, though. But just kind of a fun little detail. So yeah, something else happened that just got the new year off to an amazing start. I am talking almost the moment that the clock ticked over to New Year's to 2023 in my area, the cap on one of my teeth fell off. back in 2018, I had to go in for dental work because I lost one of my teeth. They had to put a bridge in place, and while they were doing that, they also capped one of my other teeth. Well, that cap fell off. We're aiming to get me in to see the dentist this coming Monday to try and get that taken care of. I'm hoping it'll be a simple procedure since I still have the cap. It doesn't seem like it's damaged or anything. And we have a gingerbread duck. Adorable. But yeah, I'm hoping that all that has to happen is that they just take the existing cap, cement it back into place, and we're good to go. It doesn't feel like anything else is, like, damaged in my mouth or anything, to where that would be a problem. But it does cause problems, especially like when pronouncing a TH sound. It can get some whistling going, so not exactly conducive to recording. I'm hoping it doesn't happen too often with what I'm saying here. But, yeah. It also just feels weird, because it kind of feels like there's a gap in my teeth, but there's still the little nub of a tooth that the cap was sitting on, so it just feels really weird. So yeah, I'm hoping that they can just cement the cap back into place, and it won't be a super expensive procedure or anything like that, because yeah, that would be a problem. I also have several friends going through their own troubles. Some are going through family members dealing with health issues, being in and out of the hospital. I have one friend that very unfortunately had to deal with a death in the family, and just, that's never pleasant. My condolences there. I have another friend who has been going through their own health issues for a while now that have sounded pretty painful. So, yeah, just, really hoping 2023 turns around and is kinder to all of us. I can't really name names as far as all the stuff with friends going on, because I don't really know, like, how at liberty I am to talk about their situation, so I don't want to go too much into that. So, yeah, it's suffice to say there is a lot going on. And yeah, 2023, just hoping it gets better. So that's pretty much all the major stuff going on. I think we might need to go down here because, yes, there is a Zamboni active now. Because we have too many ducks on the ice. And so they get pushed down this ramp. Wait, which one are you? Oh, it's the wood duck. For a minute I thought it was the stone duck, and I was wondering how the heck did that get on the slide? Just wait until this happens here. So, yes, we have a nice little ski lift gondola now. Once 3 ducks get on board, up it goes. It's just really adorable. And the ski lift takes us back up to the lodge. Get around the roof there. And back into the pool. Lovely. Oh, it's the Christmas ornament duck. Very shiny and sparkly. I just love the variety in this game. It's so cute. Okay, so with all of the bad stuff basically covered, time to get into how the holidays went, because I did have a very nice Christmas with my family. We sat around, watched various Christmas movies and TV shows and everything. It was actually cold this year, which, it sucks that it burst one of the pipes, but other than that, it was nice to actually have cold weather for Christmas. Unfortunately, we didn't get any snow. I just always kind of wish we have a little bit of snow. It's very rare that I've experienced it. I know if you live up north, you take it for granted and everything, but down here it is a very rare treat. But I did get some gifts, of course, from my family. I got some history documentary stuff that my cousin likes. I got some Star Wars stuff from my uncle. And, I mean, he's been collecting that stuff since the first movie was released, so it can be hard to know what he does and doesn't have. But I got some stuff he didn't have, and he really liked it, so I'm super happy for that. As far as things that I got for the holidays, the big one I still can't believe I actually got. I am officially a PS5 owner. I did not see that one coming, but I officially have a PS5. And it's the disc-based version, which means I also now have access to PS4 titles, so that's really cool. I haven't had a chance to set it up yet. I was waiting for an HDMI splitter because I need a new one. All the HDMI ports on my TV are already taken up, so yeah. So we ordered one of those because my uncle had gone out soon after Christmas to try and get me an HDMI splitter at like Walmart or whatever. They had nothing of the sort. They were completely sold out of any of that sort of thing. So yeah, I've cleared off space for the system. There are still things that I'm not quite sure of what they are. Like there's this big round plastic disc thing that came in the box, but there were no instructions. I'm guessing that's supposed to be a base for the system, but I really don't know for sure. So yeah, there's still some stuff I have to figure out there. This one that I'm never quite sure what it is, if it's just like dirt. I tend to refer to it as a potato, but I don't know. I have no idea on that one. Well, nice little hot air balloon in the distance there. But yeah, so I have to figure out getting that set up, and I have a nice selection of games for it to try out once I can get it set up, but I'm looking forward to that, and I am still amazed by that one. My uncle found a good deal for it and got that for me, so yeah. We also, on on kind of the opposite end of the gaming console spectrum, we had both been talking for a while now about a particular older system that we had a long time ago that unfortunately got stolen that we both really enjoyed. And so my uncle actually got it for us as just a for both of us kind of thing. We got a ColecoVision. A lot of you out there are probably saying, "Oh, what?" Yeah, that was a very early gaming console. And we had that and a big library of games for it way back in the 80s, the early 80s. It was one of the first consoles I ever played, started my love of video games. Unfortunately, the original system and the games we had all got stolen. So, we're looking into kind of rebuilding that collection, and that too, we haven't had a chance to get it set up, but oh man, I am looking forward to it getting set up, because I do love me some retro games. I also want to do some shoutouts here. Where'd you come from? We have a woodcutter duck. I don't remember opening a gift and you popping out. Sudden surprise duck. Okay. That was thought derailment. But anyway, I do want to give some public shoutouts here to 3 good friends that actually sent me some stuff over on Steam. So I would like to thank CRB Wildcat, who gifted me Crystal Caves HD. Kind of a retro platformer. I'm not sure if it's an actual retro game that got like a remaster, re-release kind of thing, or if it's just a retro-styled game, but either way, that kind of stuff tickles me, so I'll be enjoying that. I would like to thank Zwatakeda for gifting me Freedom Planet 2. I never played the original, so I don't know too much about it, other than I think it's supposed to be like a 2D Sonic-type game. But yeah, I'll be interested in trying that out. And also thanks to Ark, who just completely gift-bombed me and got me Orb of Creation, Lapin, and Backpack Hero. I'll talk about those after we see who this is. Okay, you are trippy. Just kind of black and white spirals. I feel like there's a specific name for this kind of pattern, but I can't put my finger on it. But very trippy looking all the same. So, Orb of Creation is kind of a alchemy puzzle game of sorts that you have, basically pondering the orb, and you have to generate certain elements and put them together to make other elements, things like that, I think. It looks very interesting. Lapin, from what I've seen, kind of similar to Celeste, but with cute bunnies. And Backpack Hero is an RPG where the main mechanic is basically Resident Evil 4 luggage Tetris, which I always found weirdly satisfying. There's this game that I got on eShop on the Switch, Save Room, which is a bunch of puzzles based on Resident Evil 4 luggage Tetris, and I very much enjoyed playing that. Come to think of it, have we seen if that inventory system came back for the Resident Evil 4 remake? I haven't really been paying all that much attention to it, so I don't actually know for sure. But anyway, yeah, definitely have some fun games to play. Now I just need time to actually do so. But more importantly, though, I do really need to get back to work on stuff. And rest assured, I am still trying to get things done with Cuphead. It's just those 2 hidden phase fights. So, at the current point in time in working on them, the Jimmy fight, I feel like I'm getting better at it. I do feel like I'm getting the hang of trying to get through that hidden phase. I am worried about time. That's always my biggest worry. But yeah, also, there is still a lot to keep track of in the hidden phase on the Jimmy the Great fight. So yeah, that one is still very hard. And doesn't help that I'm trying to make myself go for the best rank on the fight. So yeah, part of it is very much self-inflicted. So the other one, the Howling Aces, I honestly do have trouble getting into the hidden phase on that one, because you have to be very careful about how much you shoot at the smaller dogs on the jetpacks, because it is very easy to fire just a little too much and completely take them out rather than just get them to the gray smoke point, where you have to have all 4 of them at gray smoke coming out of their jetpack to get into the hidden phase. So I haven't really gotten to practice it that much. I do feel like it's a fairly simplistic phase, but I need more time to work at it. I kind of have a plan of something I might be able to try doing, see if that works better for getting me into that phase. I haven't really had time to test it though, so we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I definitely want to get back to work. It's just real life is a bear lately. That's all there is to it. But yeah, the overall plan is to try and finish this Cuphead video and then get back to Battle Network 5 for a while. And we have a Santa duck. Very cute. But I think that's covered just about everything I need to talk about, really. I really hope things get back on track soon. I know things are slow right now, and I'm so sorry for that. If I could think of something to do, like shorter recording sessions, just for like quick little one-offs, that would be something I could maybe do for now while I'm still kind of waging the war in my mind of logic versus worry. Because, like, for example, a World of Horror recording still is going to be, like, in the neighborhood of an hour and a half, just doing one of those recordings, and I have to be there constantly through it, so that kind of lands on the side of worrying a little bit too much about, like, leaving my cousin unattended and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, if anybody has any suggestions on something like that as well, I'm willing to listen. But with that, I think that's where we're going to call it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the ducks. I know I enjoy this. And I shall see you again next time, hopefully soon. Until then, fare thee well. And ducks.